Today we're ranking every single glove and gauntlet in Fortnite history. I didn't realize there had been so many, but there have been over 20 in total, which is insane. So let's go through all of them and rank them from worst to best. Starting at the absolute bottom with the Predator cloaking device coming in at number 24. Fortnite isn't very good at balancing invisibility, and this was clearly their first attempt. To turn invisible, you literally just had to stand still, and then it would do a weird animation that made a huge noise, and you weren't even fully invisible, just kind of hard to see. It showed up on visual audio, and although this was mythic rarity, with only one per match, it didn't really give much value. 23 goes to the Cloak Gauntlet from Season 3 Wilds. Similar problem to the Predator device, but it did have slightly better invisibility, still had the weird animation and noise, and you couldn't stay permanently invisible, and Epic actually downgraded it from Mythic to Purple because it was that bad. Number 22, the Kinetic Boomerang. A huge disappointment considering the Kinetic Hammer and Blade were really good items. This was kind of useless even after the buffs. It was hard to hit people, barely did any damage, and offered zero mobility. Number 21, the She-Hulk Fists. Not terrible for a Marvel mythic, as it did do 40 to 50 damage per hit, but if you're comparing this to modern melee weapons, such as the baseball bat, these were very slow. The ground pound slam did 100 damage, and saved you from fall damage, but no real mobility made this kind of forgotten. Number 20, the Howler Claws, from Chapter 3 Fortnite Mess. This also was quite forgotten, because it was almost instantly disabled due to server crashes. Even without the glitch, 35 damage per swing was never worth risking getting one pumped. The alternate fire could scan players, but it wasn't really worth picking up. Number 19, the Wolverine Claws. Each swing did 35 damage, with faster swings than She-Hulk, but still not really worth it. What made it better was the dash ability, as you could dash in any direction, including vertically to get a high ground, so it was kind of useful there. Number 18, Shuri's Black Panther Claws. A solid melee weapon with good damage and mobility. You could eliminate someone who jumped in your box, and there was a glitch to fly through the sky with it, which was quite fun. Number 17, Doctor Doom Gauntlet. This was from the first Marvel season, and it was a decent mythic, but it doesn't really hold up to today's standards. It did 45 damage per shot as a projectile, and it had a cool double jump feature for mobility, but when Fortnite brought it back, they just had to buff it significantly because it wasn't that great. Number 16, it's gotta be the Sub-Zero Gauntlets. These were much better mobility with a nice slide ability, decent damage, and pretty fast movement. The ability to run on water is pretty cool as well. Number 15, the Scorpion Gauntlet. This one was really cool with the sound effect being really satisfying, and it also did decent damage, a very useful pull with longer range than the harpoon. You could pull people up with the rift gun and eliminate them with fall damage, which was pretty cool. The only downside was no mobility. Number 14, the Iron Man Repulsors. You flew up with aimbot when aiming at near players, only 20 damage per shot but very consistent. The hovering effect made you hard to hit, a strong weapon in a season with other strong items, but people still used it. Number 13, the Grapple Glove. This was insane for mobility. It can't really rank any higher than this, but this was really Fortnite's balanced version of the Spider-Man gloves. Kind of stiff, no flow, and it was much easier to get shot while using, and you took fall damage, which wasn't great. Number 12, Earthbending Scroll. Mainly used in Zero build for creating cover anywhere, also used in build mode to break into boxes and knock people up for fall damage. But let's get into the top 10. So starting at 10 with the Doom Arcane Gauntlets. These were from Chapter 5, and they did more damage at 50 per shot instead of 45, plus the Mystical Bomb doing 90 damage and breaking tons of structures. It had multiple ways to attack, and these were a really solid item, especially if you knew how to use them. Number 9, the Falcon Scout. In regular games, it wasn't really super useful, but in tournaments, this is one of the best strategic items. You could scan for nearby players, mark through walls, and loot from distance, as well as grab knocked enemies, so it offered a lot of benefits. Number 8. War Machine Arsenal. So strong on launch, it got instantly nerfed, but even after it got nerfed, it was still really solid. The firepower and rockets were insane, you could burn through builds and damage players, and it almost ruined the season before Fortnite nerfed it. Number 7. Venom Smash and Grab. One of the best Marvel mythics, you could pull players even behind structures, yank them for a clean one pump, and make them fall to their death. Super useful, and it made for some really good clips. Number 6. Magneto Power. Underrated item and possibly one of the best offensive gloves we've ever had. It did 95 damage per shot with 5 shots, and it was hard to land at first, but really effective once you got used to it. Huge damage to vehicles, shield ability, low gravity effect, and immunity to fall damage. Number 5. The Iron Man Flight/Combat Kit. These were a much stronger version of the OG Iron Man gloves. It had the Unibeam and the buffed Gauntlet, which were really solid items for dealing damage and mobility. They didn't nerf either ability, and if anything, it was actually stronger than it was before. Number 4. The Nitro Fists. Even after many nerfs, they were still insane. They offered great mobility, you could bust through builds, doing insane damage while avoiding damage with crazy animations. You could jump up for high ground, go straight, knock players to fall damage, and it was probably the most overpowered item that season even after the nerfs. Number 3. Spider-Man Gloves. Epic absolutely cooked with this. The swinging mechanic is just like Spider-Man games, and even better than some actual Marvel games. Insane mobility, really smooth, impressive showcase of what's possible in Fortnite. Great defensively and offensively, you could swing around the entire map, and it was just so fun to use. Number 2. The Thanos Gauntlet. The ability to literally turn into Thanos back in Chapter 1 Season 4. It offered tons of HP and many different attack options, and even after it got nerfed initially, it was still really powerful. You could laser players and jump through the sky. Not quite number 1 though, because when you turned into Thanos, you were pretty slow, and if that existed now, you'd probably get lasered, and it probably wouldn't be as good as it was back then. And at number 1, you can probably guess it, it's gotta be the Armor of Doom. Similar to the Thanos item, but better in every way. More reactive, you could cancel animations, move faster, had a higher DPS, easier to control attacks, and way better mobility. I remember playing this season and checking out the Doom update, and when I first became Doom, I literally felt invincible. It was pretty much a guaranteed win, and when someone else became Doom, you were better off just leaving the game, because you had no chance of winning. Had to be number 1, and I don't think it's really close. So that is my ranking of every gauntlet and glove in Fortnite history. Do you agree with the list? Let me know in the comments below. And for now, there's a load more videos on screen here. Make sure to click another one to keep on watching, and I'll see you over there.